I really don't know how to put this into words. This is a scientific discovery that is such a breakthrough that the gates of reality are opening for us in a way that we could not have imagined when 2025 started. I mean, the 21st century has been tame and boring until this very moment, in which it seems that there's a difference, an advantage in men over women in sports. How about it? Breaking news. Olympics set to ban all transgender athletes for LA 2028, but row rages over whether those with Iman Khalif's reported condition will be able to compete. I mean, I'm going to put this, try to not be as blunt with this, but it is very easy. It is not that complicated. And if you go to my comments, I will ignore you still. There are XX chromosomes, XY chromosomes. If you have XX chromosome, you're a woman. If you have XY, you're a man. It's that simple. And yes, there are exceptions. But I don't know how to try to not sound cruel. Yeah, I for one, let's talk about genetics. I said that, I think it was 2 days ago. I said over again, once more, that I'm 5'10". Okay, and I simply don't have the genetics to be in the NBA. And luckily for me, being on the NBA was never a dream of mine. And I don't have the athleticism, don't have the height. I know that there have been exceptions in NBA players that are not that tall, but let's face it. It's do I feel discriminated because of that? No, I deal with it. I can't make it to the NBA. It's that's how it's life. That's life. Okay, I simply cannot compete in the NBA because I don't have the genetics. And maybe, just maybe, if you are born with the wrong genetics, as I was born with the wrong genetics for the NBA, then you simply cannot participate in sports. And I'm pretty sure that you can find many other things that you can find life fulfilling because of that. Well, under the existing rules, each sport is empowered to decide if transgender women can compete if their testosterone levels fall below a designated threshold. But the International Olympic Committee, under new president Kirsty Coventry, is in discussions about a dramatic policy shift that would impose a blanket ban across all sports for the Los Angeles Games. That is a problem. Transgender women. When we talk about transgender women, we are saying that is a fancy word. It's not even an elegant fancy. No, it's a silly fancy word for men, for blokes, for dudes with schlongs, Johnsons, dicks, cocks. That's it. Such a move would prevent the kind of scenario that saw Laurel Hubbard contest the weightlifting at the Tokyo Olympics in 2021. Hubbard transitioned in 2012. While Olympic sources have confirmed that such a measure is very much the direction of travel, it is highly unlikely to come into force before the Winter Olympics in Italy next February. I mean, why don't they? Here's an idea. Why don't they just organize their own Olympics? I mean, there's the Paralympics, by the way. There's their own category. If we had aliens, which I've mentioned quite a bit as of late, we should have also an Olympics dedicated to aliens. Only aliens can participate. And it is my understanding that there's also a competition right now. I forgot the name, in which people can basically drink any cocktail they want, canned put into their bodies any kind of mix of performance enhancing stuff and compete. That is also a reality. That is I remember that Malcolm Gladwell wrote a piece for the New York Times. An article was interesting, and when he was talking about freak physiques of some athletes from history that had this completely unfair advantages because of their physiology. And he said that there should be some kind of contest, some like the Olympics, in which you can basically go wild with the shots, the cocktails, and everything, and well, go for it. But just restrict it in there. But if you're in the Olympics, we're talking about the Olympics, which is the quintessential sports competition. I think that we should have some boundaries. The boundaries based on biology that, I don't know, let me see, millions of years? Is that enough? We're talking about biology has been proven for millions of years, haven't changed, maybe tens of thousands of years. Maybe for, let's be fair, for the entire time the Olympics has existed, people mostly have been sane enough to understand the difference between men and women, and that men would you look at that? We have quite some advantages over women when it comes to physicality. That is a reality. So she wants to protect the female category. That is great. IOC President Kirsty Coventry has expressed her desire to protect the female category. Because only women should be allowed to compete. And why? It is silly. Why am I making a video of this? If I was up to me, I wouldn't be making a video of this. I would be making a video, I don't know. Is there any topic of Meghan Markle? It's there. We are for the road. Yeah. We shouldn't be talking about this. This should not be a talking point, but that is the problem with the Western world. We went crazy at some point in the 2010s, and well, we're trying to recover from that point. The great thing is that fewer and fewer people are identifying as this basically mental illness, and fewer parents are making their kids go crazy with all this Munchausen by proxy that is transgender children, which do not exist. It's just a sickness from parents. That's their reality. Now, I get all sorts of emails. I get all sorts of opinions. You might disagree with this. You might feel like it is unfair to you, perhaps. Again, I am not in the NBA, but I made sure to do something with my life. And that something with my life has been quite fulfilling and has nothing to do with the NBA. I would have been really bad at that. Sometimes you just have to deal with stuff. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Body Language Guy. Much love and bliss.